I think that like just showing my recommended feed right here gives you a pretty good vision of how ridiculous it all is all at once. But you can see, even though I'm slightly in the way, right up here in the top left corner, the Superman trailer is finally out. You know, the trailer for this movie that comes out in 2 months is finally here. So we're gonna sit here, we're gonna watch it together, and see if we can't try to piece some things together, get excited, have a little fun, talk about a cool little superhero movie that's coming out. So without any further ado, start it, shall we? DC
Are you being
Studios.
serious right now?
Yeah,
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Already. I mean, okay, I think that Lois Lane is probably the best love interest in all of comic books. I want to preface, I'm a big Superman fan. I'm a very passionate Superman enjoyer. I'm realizing though that the Amy Adams Lois Lane, I don't think she ever interviewed Superman. Whatever. Let's get into it.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for
I
what
know,
some
it's a
might.
lot of
It's
fire,
a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into
The
your
Pentagon. Hey, Rick Flag.
That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not
I did. A war.
actions. That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
I don't know. I want to be as like, obviously, I'm optimistic about this movie, and I want to be positive, but sometimes sometimes it looks a little weird, you know, like some of the stuff that they choose to show. I don't know if it's just I don't know if it's like the best looking material to use to promote the film. Like this shot just looks a little weird for some reason. I can't exactly put my finger on it. Maybe I'm crazy.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered.
I don't know
a
who
country.
these people
This is
are.
how you're gonna be?
I mean, I know Rick
You
Flag
you
Sr., but
Superman?
oh, okay.
With the president,
Hey, Lux.
No.
you seemingly acting as a representative of
I
the
wasn't
United States
representing
will cause
anybody
more
except for me.
problems around the
And,
world. Or
and doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
Oh, it's this guy. Hang on. No, so okay, so this is a really deep cut character. So this guy right here. For anybody that's not aware, I don't know who the fuck this is. One thing about James Gunn is he will flex his comic book knowledge by putting in characters you just never heard of. You know, I didn't know anything about Yondu or Peacemaker or Bloodsport or any of those characters really until James got a hold of them, and suddenly Peacemaker's a household name. You know, people love Yondu. People really like Mantis. You know, he has that ability to take relatively unknown character. Like I'd heard of Star-Lord, but like the only member of like that Guardians of the Galaxy from the movies that I really knew anything about was Rocket. But I don't know. He has this ability. It's like, hey, you don't know who this character is, but you will.
Consequences.
People were going to die.
I hope he puts on like a different voice when he's like doing Superman stuff.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Yep. Good enough. I love the way the fortress looks too. Who is this? What the fuck? No! Not the... Hey. The homie Crypto. Not the freaking fortress androids.
Who you are.
Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific is Mr. Terrific is another character that people might be a little bit more aware of now than they were in the past because he did get an adaptation into the Arrow series, but if you ask me, wasn't very good. Wasn't very good. I am actually really looking forward to like I don't know if they're the Terrifics because it's like Mr. Terrific, Metamorpho, I believe. I don't know if he's a bad guy in this movie or not. Hawk Girl and the guy Gardner Green Lantern. I don't think they're like a proto Justice League like people have been speculating. I think they're just the Terrifics. There's more than one superhero team in DC Comics. There's quite a few actually. So that I think is the more likely scenario here. Also, Nicholas Hoult looks great as Lex Luthor. Did you know that he shaved his head and wore a bald cap?
He's not a man.
Hey, Metamorpho. It is crazy.
The focal point of the entire world's conversation.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know I'm pausing a lot. Hang on. How's this happening? The damn lens flares in the way. You can't see Guy's face. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Mr. Terrific in the comics, he can use so these things right here, these orbs are called T-spheres, and he can use them to fly. He'll like grab them and hold on to them and like they'll take him around. But he's got like a whole like setup here. And I'm sure that this is a couple of spheres that like transform into this like floating chair type thing. Damn it! Whatever.
Not. Except that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
I'm gonna go for, I'm so... What an asshole. Just hand wave him away, just whatever. I'm done with it. So I don't know what this I don't, god damn it. I don't know what this guy is. I don't know if he is a monster from DC Comics. You know, like, I don't know. Like, Doctor Strange 2 had Shumagorath in it, but he was called something different. I don't know if this is like a situation that's like that, or if this is just made up for the movie, or if this is some super deep cut monster from like the Silver Age of DC Comics that came out 30 years before I was born. But I'm so excited for this movie, dude. Like, I don't know. Oh, excuse me. Is there like another eye catch at the end? Yeah.
You have a dog?
I love crypto. One thing I do, okay. One thing that I really do like going in is that it seems like A, he's already been Superman at least for a little while, and B, Lois already knows. I don't really like secret identities, honestly, in most movies and whatever based on superheroes, just because I feel like it always leads to the same thing. It's like, oh, he's got to lie, and then it's like, oh, then why weren't you dead? And it's, I figured you out, and j'accuse, you're Superman. You know, like I like for the people in that superhero's life to just know, or at least find out early on. I just don't like a lot of people don't like that Aunt May found out that Peter was Spider-Man in Spider-Man Homecoming, but I was perfectly fine with it just because I do prefer to not have to deal with that same rehashed story over and over again. And especially with Lois Lane, because as smart as she is, she should never not know for too long. Like, that was one thing that with the Superman animated series from the 90s with Tim Daly, I didn't like that Lois, as far as I know, never found out. Like, I think across all 4 seasons of that show, she never knew. That's insane. How did she never figure that out? But I appreciate Lois already knowing here, and I appreciate Clark seeming like he has a little bit of experience. I like that she's asking him hard-hitting questions in their mock interview, just because like that's what she does. That's who she is. I like how I love Lex. I'm looking forward to the Terrifics. The only thing is, again, like sometimes there are some shots in these trailers and the promotional material that just look a little silly. A little silly. I'm not saying it looks bad, it just looks a little off, and I feel like it might be distracting in theaters. Or, you know, considering that this was filmed for IMAX, the likely scenario is that it's just not meant to be seen on just a regular freaking Samsung computer monitor like what I'm doing right now. And it's just making things look weird. You know, it's not meant to be seen on your phone. But that's just what we have right now. So maybe it'll look better on the big screen in 24 frames a second, but we'll see. We will see. I'm definitely going to be there. I will be there this day. You understand? I will have my review out for this movie this day because I can't wait. Now, again, I don't know who that juggernaut looking guy was, or the lady with the braids, or the dude with the big U on his chest. I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here in front and posture like, oh, that's the Hammer of Baravia, which I've seen people say. I don't know who the fuck that is though. I was like, oh, that's Ulysses. I didn't really read a whole lot of New 52. I didn't like it, so I don't know who that is either. I think that's like setting up the Authority, because James Gunn's doing that Authority movie too. I am concerned in some in places because of the fact that it's like this is the first movie in the DCU, and it's about Superman, and it's also got 4 other heroes in it that we know about, and it's setting up the Authority, and it might be setting up Creature Commando season 2, and setting up Peacemaker season 2. It seems like it has a lot of work to do for being the first Superman solo movie in over a decade, and I'm worried that it might fall into some of the same pitfalls that like Iron Man 2 did back in 2010, because it just had so much heavy lifting to do for the Avengers. Because when you look at it, right, that was the only movie that they really could use to set anything up, because Thor was going to take place half off-world, and the other half on the other side, or like halfway across the country from where Iron Man lives, and it's hard to like get S.H.I.E.L.D. and Nick Fury into that if those movies are supposed to be taking place at the same time. And then Captain America, the First Avenger, takes place 70 years ago, so it's really hard to set anything up. So Iron Man 2 had to set up like every little plot point that would become relevant in trying to set up the Avengers, and I am just a little concerned that, much like that movie did, this one might end up choking on its aspirations. But that's the Superman trailer. Did you enjoy it? Are you excited about this movie? What are you looking forward to the most? I am really happy to see Crypto in a movie for the very first time. I used to watch that Crypto the Superdog show back when I was a kid, and I don't know. I as silly as it seems, I'm really happy that we have a Kara and a Crypto in this universe as well. So that's it. I'm gonna get out of here because actually I gotta go to work. So I'll see you later.